Yeah, so I'm back on my course page since we last that session, previous session. What I'll do is, so you all know, you all familiar with a Moodle course page. So this is my course page on SNDT Women's University. So what we are trying to do, we need to, first we wanted to create the categories. For that, what we need to do, go to the course settings, or in the newest Moodle version, you will be seeing like this, like an actions menu, whatever maybe. Again, it depends on the theme that you have. So we need to click on more. I'm clicking on this. So if you scroll down to the question bank area, see, this is our interest today. So first we'll create categories, then we'll use this import feature where we are going to import MCQs into different subcategories and also short answer questions into one of the subcategories. So the first step we are going to do is we are going to click on this categories link. The reason we wanted to classify the question bank as per our evaluation pattern. I am following here our IBS, ICFI Business School midterm exam pattern. Under that, we have Part A MCQs. Under that, again, our faculty members are classifying questions based on the rigor, level of difficulty. Easy MCQs, moderate or difficult. If you don't follow that pattern, these three subcategories are not required. I'm demonstrating what we follow at IBS. Similarly, as I said, under Part B, our students will be writing answers for 3 questions. For that, we need to import 3 times of 3 is minimum 9 questions. You can import as many as you would like to. For that, we are going to use the GIF format. What do you mean by GIF format? General import format template. And coming to Part C case analysis, so student needs to analyze one case. So for that minimum, our faculty members need to import 3 plus, minimum 3, 1 out of 3 questions. So for that reason, we have created this parent category as midterm exams, and Part A, again, subcategory on that. Again, we have finished creating difficult MCQs, easy MCQs, and moderate MCQs. So then under Part B also, I'll follow the same. For that, what I need to do, just to scroll down here, we need to change the parent category. Now, here you can see parent category is taken as the default category. But I want to create under Part B, concept-based questions. Again, we would like to classify into easy, moderate, and difficult. Whereas coming to Part C, I am not going to classify because only out of 3 they'll create. Easy. So just scroll down. Category information is not mandatory. If you want to add anything here, then click on the button add category. Very simple. Just pick up the parent category under which you would like to create this subcategory. Then give a name to that as per your evaluation pattern. I am showing here our evaluation pattern. See, again, I'm clicking on Part B, and then I need to name it as moderate, add category, and then scroll down to add category and Part B, difficult. So as I said, we are ready with Part A ka and Part B ka sub. This is midterm exams, Part A MCQs, and within brackets you see 0 means yet to import the questions. Once you are ready with that icon format questions, then you can import that into these subcategories. So again, I'll take you through the MCQ. Okay. So I have our faculty members created this one. So a single file. Just now I split that into, see, for example, this is data mining MCQ easy. I named it as easy because I wanted to import some questions into the easy category. Okay, where are these categories? I'll show you where are these categories. Yeah. See here, I have split the single file into data mining easy, moderate and difficult. Just write the question on a single line. No need of numbers. Please don't give numbers either for icon format or gift format. Not required because Moodle will shuffle all these questions. So no need of number before this question. Just these options should be in all capital letters. A, B, C, D. You can also have E. There is no such restriction. And as I said, some of our faculty members, they also use the same icon format for importing true or false questions. Then in that scenario, we'll only have two options, true or false. And coming to the answer, it should be in capital letters. ANSWR is in caps. And then one line, one character space, as always, that is mandatory. And then what's the right option? So similarly, we have, I think, yeah, as I told you, see, this is true or false questions they're using. And some of them also use none of these. But by default, Moodle shuffles all these options. After importing, I'll demonstrate how to edit such questions and uncheck this
Dr.
shuffle
Indira?
option. Here also all of them. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, at some places, would you please zoom the screen because some are viewing from mobile, so they cannot see actually properly.
Oh,
So wherever you feel that it is too small, please zoom
okay,
in
okay.
and then again zoom out. Yeah, thank you.
I think now it's better, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah. So this is question, no line space between question and answers, and A, B, C, D all in capital letters, and ANSWR in capital letters. After colon, one character space, and also options dot then also. And we are going to also learn how to edit such questions where we have this options like all of the mentioned, none of the above. See, here also we have none of the given. Again, I am showing after creating questions, you need to click on save as, and always you can give any file name depending on your subject. Encoding should be UTF-8. This is an important point to remember. Yes. Yeah. I'm coming back to the course page. So what should I do now? Again, I can go back to the course page and from the question bank, or I can click on this. I'll show you from the main page because sometimes what will happen, I may create only categories and subcategories today. Tomorrow, I may again come back and import the questions into those categories. Again, we need to go to this course settings or course administration or actions menu, and then we zoom in. Yeah. So this time our interest is import. So I'm clicking on this import. So here we have this expand all. Always right top you have expand all, always expand this so that all the categories or subcategories that we have created will be visible in order to pick up the questions from the question bank. So what is the MCQs format? Icon format. So the advantage of Moodle is you, wherever you have a question, always click on this help icon. If you want to go get more information, click on this help icon. It will take us to a one line or two liner description, and also you also have this more help. Always click on this more help. As a beginner, I advise you to use Moodle documentation. See, for everything we have documentation on Moodle. Now, here it says if you are using the latest one, because this is 3.3. If you are using the latest one, now it redirects us to the latest one, 3.9. If you are going to install Moodle 3.9 on your local server, then it will take us to this format. Here it says, we all of us learned from Moodle documentation only. No one taught us way back in 2005 or 6. What is Moodle and all? You are learning now, but we started learning about Moodle in 2006 or 7. And here an example of this. So this way also you can, and ABC, which is the correct answer to this question. It is the one. So, and important notes, icon format. So answer must be capitalized, and here it says it should be UTF-8 format. So prepare your own notes so that you'll be able to help your peers at your respective departments or at your respective institutions. That is important. Sharing your learning experience. Keep practicing daily. At least you need to spend minimum 2 to 3 hours on this, even after this workshop. That is important. Just participating in the workshop will not serve our purpose or our institution purpose. So here, as I said, first we'll import MCQs. That is the reason I checked this icon format. And what should I do now? Under import category, by default it's showing the course name as the parent category. But our interest is, see, part A, again under part A, easy questions, because I have split that file into 3 different level of difficulty. Okay, I'm clicking on easy MCQ and then scroll down and import questions from file and choose a file. So you can drag and drop if you are comfortable with, but I'll show you how to add a file from the file picker. Click on choose a file. I'll click on expand all as always, so that I can view all the fields. So need to expand. So here, if you scroll down, again back on this question bank categories page, because we lost the connectivity. So what I'll do is, here again we have deleted all the questions that I already imported to this easy MCQ. Now what I'll do is, I'll go back to the question bank. I'll come back to this page from the course page. Click on more from your course administration or course management, and then scroll down to the question bank area, and now we'll use this. You already done with this categories part, creating categories and subcategories. Now I'm clicking on import, requesting all the participants to mute your microphone, and always click on this expand all, so that all the fields are visible and we'll be able to pick up the category into which you would like to import. So here we have icon format, because we are going to import the MCQs, and as I told you, always help icon is available. Just click on this help icon and you may get 1 or 2 line explanation of what is that. And if you want to get more help from the Moodle documentation, click on more help. So it will take us here, and depending on the version, if you want to go to the latest version, you can click here. Click on icon format, and there we have all the instructions and examples also. Okay, so again come back to this. Now I'm checking this icon format because we are ready with MCQ questions. What we need to do is, we have already created categories and subcategories, and under MCQs I pick up this easy MCQs. Under midterm part A MCQs, this is the parent category of these three subcategories. So click on that category into which you would like to import and choose a file. You know how to pick up a file using the file picker. So always this third option on the file picker, choose file. And if I go to my OneDrive, I think no, let me go to import questions. So here I have data mining MCQ easy. I click on open, and as I said, these are not my questions. I cannot take undue credit. Click on. So here we have the file already uploaded here. Array, go on. Okay, let me click on this and data mining MCQ easy and click on open and upload this file. Then the next step is we have the button import. Click on the button import, and here we got the message saying importing 20 questions from file. If you have any formatting error on your icon file, then Moodle will throw us an error. So we need to click on continue. You can preview the questions that you have imported. See, now you have easy MCQs number is 20 because we have imported 20. So as I said, you can preview the question by clicking on this preview, or you can edit a question by clicking on this gear icon. So on the MCQ, we have none of the above. So all such are all of the mentioned. So in that scenario, because Moodle shuffles all these options that we import, we need to edit that particular question and uncheck the shuffle option. I'm clicking in this edit because such options are in this question. Edit, and as always click on expand all if you want to view all the fields. Just below the
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Screen is not visible.
screen is not visible.
Yeah, presentation screen is not visible. Yeah, now it is visible.
Yeah, okay. So I'll take you back to the question bank screen. So we wanted to edit the question in order to change that shuffle to unshuffle. So here is this edit or gear icon. Just scroll down where we have this shuffle already checked. So here we have this option of shuffle. So just uncheck this under shuffle the choices, scroll down and save. And also I would like to show you how to insert, after importing the text, how to insert an image or a video. So we call this as Atto toolbar. Here we have the options of inserting an image or video based questions if you want to ask video also. So let me show you, place my cursor wherever I would like to insert this image. Let me click on image and browse repositories and choose a file, and if I go to the file, I think I have Creative Commons. Yeah, PC licenses. Assuming that, so my question will be based on this PC license. So which CC license is the most open license? These are all Creative Commons licenses. So I don't want to take the credit, Creative Commons, and upload this file. So description not necessary, but in order to address the accessibility issues, always add Creative Commons license. You can also change the size and everything. Here we have all these options, and you can align this to middle. All such options are there. So then click on the button Save Image. So here we have this. So based on this, you can ask a question. Similarly, if you have a formula or something also, you can simply copy and paste using your Word document or something. Okay. Or if you are well versed with LaTeX and all, here we have this equation editor for math questions. Click on equation editor, and here you can add the LaTeX question. Automatically will get the preview here. Here we have the preview option. You'll get this. So I'm not good at all these. So I'm crossing this, or from here also Greek symbols, advanced symbols, all these are there. So explore all this, and again you have this text link, hyperlink. It will take us to that help link if you would like. So we are done with how to edit a question. Wherever we have none of the above, all the above such options, because by default Moodle shuffles all these answers. Say for example, sometimes what will happen, you have multiple answers. In that scenario also, first import the questions and multiple answers allowed. Then you can pick, say for example, 2 questions are here. Wherever you see none means no marks. Assuming that here, yeah. So essentially this is the correct answer. That is the reason 100 automatically it has taken. So we want to make this question with 2 correct answers. So what should we do? Then for 2 options you need to edit the grade to 50. Say for example, this is also. So this is how you can edit a question and save changes. See here, now if I see this preview, I got this. So none of the given, now always it will be the last option, because we unchecked the shuffle option. So this is how you can edit a question after importing, because we are using the plain text. Either I can, or also gift also in Notepad, plain text. There we cannot insert images, there we cannot insert formula, or there we cannot insert any say for example embed a video kind of thing. If you want to embed a video also, you can embed a video similar way. Again I'll show you here. Assume again you go there and say for example I'll search for some video again on data mining, because that I think the question is based on. Problem. Okay. So assuming that we are going to use this 7-minute video, and based on that you can ask a question. Don't use the URL here. YouTube, always just below the title you have this share. Always click on this, and copy option is there. Copy this URL and come back to your course page. So place your cursor wherever you would like to embed it. So we have this on the actor toolbar. By default all these tools are not visible. You need to expand this by clicking on the first button on the actor toolbar. Click on this and then place your cursor wherever you would like to embed this, and then it's very simple, and insert media. So once we save, then only it will be visible as media. So let me again preview the question. Yeah, so here we have the preview option. For every question you have the preview option. So the latest one that we edited is in this green color. Clicking on preview. So here we have this video embed. So there is some issue of no compatible source found there, but this is how you can embed video or insert an image or video. Any questions on this? How to import icon format questions. I'll also import again moderate questions so that we can pick up questions from two different subcategories. I'll go to import and expand all and icon format, and this time I'll pick up under midterm we have moderate MC. So you can drag and drop or you can pull it here from the choose file. This time moderate. Open. So here we have the file. Then click on the button import. So this time it says importing 30 questions from the file. So these are all the questions. If at all if you have anything to be edited because of some options like none of the above UNP, then you can do again by clicking on this. And if you want to preview option is there. See again here we have none of these. So I want to make it and check this. So wherever you have such questions, uncheck and save. So here we have 20 MCQs in the easy category and 30. I'll also import questions into the question category. So question bank again, go there and more and import. Again icon format because this is we are going to import into MCQs. So this time what I'll do is I'll directly drag and drop this from is the screen visible? Okay, it's visible. Yeah. Is it possible to add from your PC? You can insert from PC also. No, not from turn editing form. We should go to the question bank, there itself we can. Turn editing is meant for only creating activities or sharing resources. That's it. Nothing to do with maintaining or managing a question bank. Clicking on import. So here it says 49. I told you this is a big file of 99 questions. So I split that because I wanted to show you how to import into different categories, subcategories. See now we have easy. So as I said, depending on the weightage that you give to easy MC questions and all. So depending on that, then you can choose how many questions you need. You need to decide on how many questions you need to import and from that how many questions you can. So now I'll import this concept based questions part B. Okay, let me show you this again short answer question. Is it visible to all of you? What is SAS and all? Just one of you please unmute and confirm.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So here these all are the questions. Gift format this time we are using. For MCQs, please always remember icon format, that is the simplest format. Manually also you can create on the going to the question bank and click on add a question, but it's time consuming. In order to avoid that, so we need to create on the notepad either in the icon format if you want to import MCQs or essay or short questions. So these all are concept based questions. So after the question, one line space is mandatory. And after the question, just start your curly braces and close it. No need, nothing, no space, nothing between this. So in order to pick up 3 questions, I think I have more than 11 or some questions here. So as I said, we want, as per IPS midterm exam format, we want to pick up only 3 questions. 3 multiplied by 5, that is something. Okay. Now come back to the course page. So what I need to do? Again go back to the question page. If you are using a new theme on the same page, you will get 3 different tabs. That is categories, import and export. But because depending on the theme, again you need to go back to the course page and click on more under course administration or course management. Scroll down to the question bank area, then click on import. And expand all because we want it. This time which format? This is GIFT format. So if you want to learn more about GIFT format, please click on the help icon. What is GIFT? GIFT format enables a variety of questions to import. So if you want to learn more about this and help others also, please always click on more help. So here I'll click on GIFT format, that is the latest 3.9 version. So bulk uploading of courses. Here we have many multiple choice, true or false, short answer. But we have some symbols here. You need to follow all these formats. See, tilde and all. So that is the reason we wanted to show you. These are all the formats. You need to follow all these. So for MCQs, you need to use tilde for wrong answer and equal to for correct answer. All these are. So we didn't want to confuse you. That is the reason we use the simplest one. See here it says a correct answer means equal to, whereas for the wrong answer we call it as tilde. So our interest here is only essay questions. Later you can explore what are these. I think I already showed this to you. Similar way that we used. Just curly braces, that's it. Not other than this. Okay, come back to our course page. Select GIFT format and scroll down to the category, and this time we need to pick up. I didn't split that into. Did I do that? No. So I'll pick up only one category, something considering as moderate. Okay, I didn't split that. And you can drag and drop this file. Where is that? Pass. Short answer questions. Okay. Pull it and drag and drop it if you are comfortable, or if not comfortable, always we have this choose a file option. From this also you can do this. Okay. You already dragged and dropped it here. Click on the button import. So here we have 14 questions. Out of these 14, as per our pattern, we want only 3. See, now it is showing 49 difficult MCQs, easy MCQs 20, moderate MCQs 30, and coming to this part B 14. Now I'll take you through this case analysis. Let me check where it is at. Yeah. Case analysis. I also trained our faculty on how to use all these and all, but I'm not doing this on this, but I think we have other case analysis. Yeah, case study format. So as I said, it's a running text. Never hit enter. It can be 3 or 4 or something. So what our faculty members did. Yeah. So some of them wanted to have three questions under that case analysis. Then I showed them, so you can hit enter and add 1, 2, 3 for the case analysis, and at the end of the last question, you can add curly braces. This one. So I'll do this, copy this onto the case study file. Yeah. So what did they do? Before training, they added this question at the end. So what strategies? Can you see this? The continuation. Now what I am doing is, this is the question. See what it is. I am deleting this and adding this. And here I have my curly braces. If you want to have multiple questions under one case analysis, that is also possible. Our methodology is case-based methodology. So obviously, we expect them to analyze something. So these all are sample questions. What should we do? Save as. This is the gift format, case study format, and UTF-8. It's already UTF-8. Save. Yes. Okay. Come back to the course page. So we'll go back to the course page. Click on more. Scroll down to the question bank area and click on import. This time again we click on expand all and again gift format, because I can format doesn't support importing essay questions. So where is that? Part 3 case letter. It's obviously only difficult only analysis, so no classification further the categories. So what I do? Where is that case study ka question? This one, drag and drop to the choose file box. Click on import. So here this is the question. So here we have, and click on continue. Then you can preview on the next screen, and if you want to edit, you can. So these all are the questions. Question 1. So this is the space provision for students. Sometimes what will happen, students in this online, because it's completely online, some of our faculty members expressed, they may need to work out on a paper. Then how can we enable that attachment? After importing, what you can do is, you can click on this edit of this essay question. Moodle allows us to click on expand all, allows us to enable. Yeah. Here we have by default no attachment, allow under allow attachment. If you want to increase the input box size also, after importing you can edit, depending on the questions that. And here what we do, just one. So that students can either type in on their MS Word document and submit, analyze the case, or if they want to say for example any questions, quantitative methods questions and all, they can write on a paper if they are not comfortable with typing in all this formula and all, if they are not good at LaTeX at all. So for that we can edit that particular question and save changes. So where is that question? Which question that it changed? This one? Let me. Yeah. So once we enable this, here is the provision for file attachment for student. Student can click on this and upload it. This is the preview of this. So we are done with importing questions into the question bank categories. We are done with the first activity, that is creating question bank categories and importing questions. We are yet to create a quiz on the course page. Here comes this turn editing on and add an activity or resource into the picture. Otherwise, for importing questions into the question bank, no need to click on turn editing on. Let me check. Do you have any questions? Where did we keep all our questions? Just import it. Summarize your presentation for better understanding. So what we did, we wanted to, as per the agenda, we wanted to create question bank categories in order to import questions into the question bank categories. For that, why did we use two different formats? Because we wanted to import questions into two types of questions, that is MCQs. For MCQs, we have used icon format. It's very simple. Icon format is very simple, and then we followed all these steps. This is the sample question. ABCD in all caps and after dot, one character space, ANSWR, again in the capital letters, colon, then one character space. So why did we want to use GIFT format, that is general import format template? Because in addition to MCQs, as per our format, we wanted to import case-like questions and also concept-based questions. So for that reason, we use this essay question type on GIFT format. So you can mix up multiple question types, but our interest is only essay, because we don't have short answer means only 2-word or 1-word answer. Don't use short answer question type if you want to manually add. Always prefer to have essay question type import for concept based short answer questions. And there should be a line space between each questions, and we should end the question with the curly braces. So no space between, nothing between curly space. So these all are some examples. One line space, this one line space is on the PPT, not on the notepad, and we started this curly braces and closed the curly braces. That's what we did. So as per the agenda, what we should do, we should create a quiz, and this is our agenda. Now we are going to create a quiz, then add the questions randomly from the question bank, and then we'll administer. I'll attempt as a dummy student, and then as a teacher, we'll review the results of the dummy student who attempted the quiz, and I'll also demonstrate how to download the results. That is important, because ultimately we need to submit this to our control of examination. Okay. Okay. Go back to the course page. UTF-8 explain. So here we have, while saving a file, ANSI encoding is there. So Moodle supports only this UTF-8. That's it. It's very simple. Okay. Yeah. Essay type, once again, show the steps of essay type. Okay. These all are not, actually the type of question on Moodle is essay question, but these all are short answer questions. That's it. Just type in your question, then followed by this curly braces. Open it and just close it. That's it. Any questions? Send this PPT. I'll share this PPT. May I proceed? Now we'll create the quiz on the course page. Okay, I'm back on my course page. Now we need to click on this turnating on, because we need to click on add an activity or resource. So I'll scroll down to my demo part. Yeah, here is my demo part. So what I need to do, I need to click on add an activity or resource. So you all are familiar with this. What is this? So we call this, what do we call this screen? After clicking on, what do we call this screen? Any clue? Let me check in the chat. Yeah, very good. Activity chooser. No pop-up. Vandana said activity chooser. Good. Full stop also. Yeah, you can put a full stop or question mark for your short answer question or concept based question. Whatever you want, you can. So on the activity chooser, we have quiz. So here also again, we'll have the advantage on Moodle is, here also we get in how many ways you can use the mini test exam practice, self-assessment, all this. And if you need further help, always we have this more help. Right click on this and open in a new tab. So this is how all of us developed our Moodling skills. By the way, those who use Moodle are called Moodlers and the verb of it is Moodling. So here we have documentation for everything, for every module. See, if you see right side, assignment, chart, for everything we have whatever you would like to learn. So for everything we have more documentation. Okay. Along with practicing, please also try to learn something from the documentation and make your own notes. So we all know by default, we'll click on this expand all so that all the fields are visible. Say I would say I'll follow ours only midterm exam. And here you need to provide detailed instructions for student. So what you expect them to do, how you expect them to submit. Say for example, if you have something like attachment is required, all this, and when you expect them to attempt the quiz. What are the questions, instructions you have, provide all the detailed instructions. So under this is the hyperlinked text on your course main page, whatever the name you give for any activity or resource. Be specific always. So if you expect all these instructions to be displayed just below the name of that activity, just always check this display description on the course page. Just below that you have the checkbox. Check this. And coming to the timing part, so you need to check this, enable this first, then only this is visible. Say for example, I would like to appear attempt this now itself, and what's the time now? Okay, 8:10 or something. From here I'll take only some questions, not all questions. So from here to, as I said, you can keep this window open for 2 to 3 hours also, because internet connectivity is not reliable, so you can keep it open for 2 to 3 hours. And within that window, you need to specify this time limit. Here we have the time limit. If I click on this question mark, the time limit is stated on the initial quiz page, and countdown timer will be displayed for our students in the navigation box. That is one more advantage. So you need to enable this. Then if I say 30 minutes, within this window of 2 hours or something, student will get 2.5 hours, 18 to 20, 30. Student will get only 30 minutes once he or she logs in. That is important. So here one more important point is open attempts are submitted automatically. So if I click on this help, the setting controls what happens if the student fails to submit. If a student fails to click on the button submit and finish before the time expires, if the student was actually working on the quiz at time, then the count timer will always automatically submit the time. Then, but if they have logged out, then the setting controls what happens. So this is all about whatever questions I have attempted as a student, it automatically submits that. If I was active before, during that quiz close day, that is important. Then scroll down to the grade part. So grade to pass, say for example, I want to pick up this only for 20 questions, 20 mark. Then out of this, I expect my students to score 10, 50%. Coming to this attempts allowed, if it is a practice quiz, then you can make it multiple times. But our interest is, this is only for evaluation purpose we are going to use. Single attempt, that's it. And coming to the layout part, so as I said, never keep this every question on this. Always, if you have 20 questions, every 5 questions, because as I said, this is resource intensive. Quiz is resource intensive. If all the questions on one page, and at the end of the time, 8:30, every student clicks on this again, it will be overload on the server. In order to avoid this, every 5 questions, then student will get the button next. So automatically this will be saved. No, we can lessen the load on the server. That is one. And shuffle within questions by default. Within the questions, these will be shuffled. This is again useful. And coming to this review part, as I said, if it is a practice quiz, then you can enable this correct answer and all. Otherwise, what will happen? Student will start sharing the answer. So just below this, immediately after the attempt, uncheck all these. If just let them have allocate the marks that they scored. Similarly, later while the quiz is still open, so just if you uncheck the first one, the attempt, automatically all these will be unchecked. So never give this option of right answer. So after the quiz is closed, that is after 2 hours, I mean 8:30, then they'll be able to review their questions and compare their answers. Where did they go, or she or he go wrong at all? Okay, and extra restrictions, you can make it if you want to round it off. And if you enable students this picture, you can enable thoughts. If you have a question, please click on this. I'm only explaining, demonstrating what are the important features. Coming to extra restrictions, here we have, if you want to provide some password for every quiz, then you can have this. And here we have this required network address. If you expect them to attempt this quiz only from this, but now though it's not possible, every student is somewhere, so we cannot. And coming to all this overall feedback, if it is 100%, then superb or something, that is common general feedback. And restrict access, these all are advanced. You can restrict access based on the completion of the previous activities. I'm clicking on save and display. Any questions on this quiz configuring page, please let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'll save this and then we'll add the questions from the question bank. I'm back on Google Meet. How to make icon format? I have already explained, no? Okay. Explain again. Let me open this. Yep. So this is the format. See, question on a single line running text, don't hit enter. After this, all your options, if you have 5 options also, you can add one more option, something like E and something, then put a dot and your option V. Space should be in capital letters, then followed by dot, and 1 character space is mandatory between this. B, C, or D, E, all these options should be in caps. And then no space after these options, and no space between the question and also between options. Answer should be again in the capital letters, ANSWER in the capital letters, colon, and 1 character space, what is the correct. That's it. You can add as many as you want. And if you want to classify all these questions into easy and all, then make a separate file for each of these classified questions. Then go to save as and give a name, and then change by default. This is ANSI encoding. We need to change this UTF-8 ANSI. That's it. Got it? Or still you have questions? No need to add answer recitable. We need to manually grade. Just use this curly braces and leave it for the students. Once you create this using this gift format, it will provide this box with 50 lines. That is default. If you want to increase that line limit or enhance this to 40 lines or something, then you can, after importing, go to edit, and there I already demonstrated how to get that. Okay. How to save as in folder. We don't save this file, any notepad where we say, for example, if you want to conduct midterm exams, you can save all these files in one folder. That's it. In any MCQ has multiple. No, on icon format, you cannot do this. As I demonstrated, you need to go to the edit after importing. There itself you can do. Whereas coming to the gift format, you have this option of adding multiple, but it is somewhat complex. I don't want to confuse others. There you have this 50% a day. there any provision to write questions or all? No, the provision is, it's there. I'll show you how you can do that. If you want to manually do that, I'll show you. After creating a quiz, then you can add the questions, or directly from the question bank also, there you also have this. I'm clicking on save and display. So here it says no questions have been added. So what are the instructions we have provided are here for the students, and when is the quiz open and close date and time. So what we need to do is we need to click on the button edit quiz. So the reason we wanted to import questions is we wanted to pick up questions randomly, and manually if you do one by one, it's time consuming. Say for example, if I click on this, you are on this page, that is editing quiz page. Here it says the question quiz title is midterm exam and the screen is editing midterm quiz. Here we have this add, you pull it down. If you want to manually add also, you can click on a new question, and as I told you, there are many types of questions. Whichever you want to pick it up, you can pick it up and add from here also, you can do that. But in order to randomly pick up the questions from the question bank, I showed you that. Say for example, here if you click on essay question, so there. So this way also you can do this, but it's time consuming. Please explore this on your own. Our interest is random picking up of questions. If you have less number of questions in the question bank, don't use random picking. You can use simply this format. So if you click on from questions, manually you need to check the questions from the question bank. If you want to preview, here you have the preview. Before checking a question manually, then you have this preview. So, but our interest is random picking up of questions. Click on a random question. So first we need to do, what we need to do, from part A MCQs, I want to pick up questions from easy MCQs. Out of 20, I want to pick up only, say for example, 5. 5 multiply with 3 means, yeah, 15. Okay, more than enough. So, and then here we have this option of number of random questions. Can you see this? You need to specify the number here. So since I have 20 questions, before picking up the number, specifying the number, please look at the number of questions within the brackets of the particular question bank category. Otherwise, what will happen if you have here only 5 questions, and if you want to use this random picking up of question, it will throw us an error. Okay, please don't do that. Click on add random question button. So now we have, see, here we have the dice means random questions. Then what I would like to do is, I would like to click on again add just below this in random question. This time I'll pick up from the moderate 30. So here now I can pick up from here also. I would like to say, because I said only 20 marks for this. Okay, depending on the marks advantage. Click on add a random question. So now I have 10 questions. 5 on page 1, because while designing the quiz, configuring the quiz, we said 5 questions on one single page under layout. Okay. Now our interest is, click on add again, this time a random question, and from part B concept based, I didn't split that because I forgot to do that. I'm clicking on moderate, and here I want only 3 questions. Add random question. See, by default, whatever you import, the mark is 1 only. But whereas coming to these short answer questions, we need to edit this. Just click on the pencil icon and change this to 3 and hit enter. And these 2 we already have 10 over there. No, okay, 2 enter, and then 2 enter. Okay, so 2 to 4 plus 3, or I'll make it 2. So short answer, because my question paper I wanted to have it only for 20 marks. Yeah, 10 and 6. Now the next part is part C. So what I'll do is add a random question from case analysis. I have one and I want only one. So now I have how many? 10, 6. So I'll make it 4. So total I got total marks 20. And if the total marks of your paper is 50 or 100 also, and if you want to give this as I said, our midterm exam is 20% of this 100%. So you can make it 10%, or if you want to retain 20, that's also, then click on save. So here you can click on shuffle so that the sequence will be shuffled. So here I would like to show you one more because I want to make it somewhat clear for my students. These all are part A questions. Click on a new question. Now we'll add this description part. This is not actually under other you have this description. Not actually a question. This is only for providing instructions or extra information for our students. I'm adding this here, I would say. I'm creating this under part C analysis question name. This is part C instructions. Analyze the case, right, or something, and marks 5 marks. Here I would like to also add this is part C, and I want to make it align this to center and also make it heading large, and I can bold this. You know all this, how to do all this. Okay, general feedback and save changes. So here I have this random, see, this is caselet analysis. So what I need to do is I should separate this category because it has taken this as the part of this random, case analysis part C. So what I need to do is I need to edit this again. I'll remove this from this category and I'll see, just I can put something like parent category so that there will not be any confusion. So I'll do one thing. I'll remove this. And now after part B, I'll add this from question bank. This time manually I'll pick up that instruction question. See, here we have this part C instructions. Check this. I want to add this question and add selected questions. So this is how you need to also provide. Where is that? Yeah. So I need to drag and drop this here to part C. Okay. So now here we don't have any randomizing here for part C. These all are randomized questions. So we are done with this. Now I'll take you through the preview, then I log in as a student. Here I'm supposed to add even what is this part A, part B instructions also. I'm not demonstrating. So here we have preview quiz now. That is one option. Click on this. This is student view. So here we have, see, it randomly picked up questions. We wanted to insert a video. We inserted that. And here, see, here, this is 30-minute ka, and here we see. So whenever I say for example, yes. Again, I need to edit this question and change this to unshuffle option. So I'm not doing this. and something clustering, classification, and all. Next page, every 5 questions on one page, something like. These all our options are shuffled by default. So wherever you have none of the above, so we already edited this. And under part C, we have all these questions. So student needs to enable this. Ideally, this should be part B. Part C should be on case analysis, last one. No? So let me go back to the midterm exam. From the question page, I can demonstrate this. Edit settings. And save and display. And from here also you get this. This is contextual now. When you are on the course page, that is different. This is contextual now. Directly from here also I could go to edit quiz instead of going back to the question page. We didn't add part B. Okay, we forgot to add part B. That is the reason it is directly taken as. Okay, now I'll add a random question from part B. That is, we already added some 4 questions, no? Page A. No, I think this we didn't do. These all are from part C we didn't do. So here I'm inserting page break. So this is actually these all are part B questions. Now I need to add part C question, a random question from the question bank, that is caselet analysis, and one question. Or I have already something. Yeah, caselet analysis question. So if I preview this, yeah, if you want to enable this attachment, then you can go to editor. So on the second screen, I'll log in as a student. Then I'll attempt the quiz. Login. Okay. So if I click on my courses, this is National Workshop on LMS General Course for All. And if I scroll down to the this part, this midterm exam, this is student view. So instructions for student and attempt quiz now. Start attempt, and here I'll take randomly, I'll pick up some answer because I don't want to waste your time. See here in the navigation block we have the countdown timer for, and as a student I'm clicking on next page, I'm picking randomly. So whenever you have all the above, none of the above, please remember to edit here. So essays, concentration, procedures, include something. I don't know what to tell this. So what do you mean by SAS? SAS means, or SAS stands for something. What is the difference between, so the difference between, because we need to manually grade all these questions. I'm clicking on next page. So this is again case analysis. So which regression model? So I need to answer for this. So a student needs to copy and paste all these and one by one answer for this. But right now I don't have an answer to this. Assuming that student wants to finish this. See, even in the navigation block here, it is showing this instructions page or description. So this is not actually a question. Okay, I'm clicking on finish attempt. So answer saved. The final thing is student should click on submit all and finish button. Okay, confirming that, and I come back to my course main page and click on the quiz midterm exam. Here it shows the number of attempts. As of now, only one student has attempted. I'm clicking on this attempts, and as I said, we need to see wherever you find not yet graded means you need to manually grade all these. This is the student total, otherwise only MCQs, here you will get the total, but since here essay questions are there, we need to click on see requires grading. Not yet graded means we need to manually grade this. So you need to click on this and so click on this. This is your student's answer. Click on this mark, comment or override mark in order to give some grade and your feedback. So here I would write some comment or feedback to student. Always it should be constructive. Mark out of 2, I would like to give 1 and then click on save. Similarly, once I close this, second question, again I'll go to what happened this, we are done with all these, huh? So this is how you need to give some marks and comments to your students and save. Changes saved. I think we are done with this, sir. Then students should get marks, no? We have total 4 questions. Okay, click on mark as override and some marks. This is for how many marks? We didn't change these marks. So actually, we should change these marks. Okay. Save. One last question requires grading is zero and save. So this is how you need to grade each student marks, and in order to import this, here we have many options: attempts that are in progress, overdue, finished and all. So you can check this: never submitted, not required, I don't want data, and finished and overdue are in progress also. Just page size is this. Marks for each question or no, only grading. So you have all these options and then click on show report. And you have this download option, whichever format, Microsoft Excel, and click on download. So this is how you can download your student marks. All student marks in one go, but as of now, though, we have only one attempt because we have one WE student here. So any questions? I think I'm done with all. Yeah, administering a quiz. Yeah, this is how you get this. Oh, this one, where is that one? Let me go to the download. Yeah, these all are your student grades, time taken and everything you can see. The grade out of 20 and time taken, how many minutes, and each question if you want to review, you can review. I think I'm done with my presentation. Do we have any options to get questions as per Bloom's taxonomy? You need to classify the questions, that's it. First, start exploring Moodle basic functionality. Then these all are advanced features, tagging, and all these are available. You can classify as per Bloom's taxonomy. And our outcome-based is also available on Moodle, or competency-based education is also available. These all are advanced, but available. All these are available. You can explore all these data. Ma'am, I'm done with my presentation. I think demonstration and all.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Indira.